So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Power Morning Live. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Tamara Jabi, Editor-in-Chief of SheerLuxe Middle East, raised in Dubai. Tamara has built an inspiring career at the intersection of luxury beauty, storytelling, and digital media. From her early days with iconic brands like Dior Beauty at LVMH and Sunday Riley, to now leading SheerLuxe expansion into the Middle East. Tamara has been shaping conversations around fashion, beauty, and lifestyle with a unique global meets regional perspective. She's not only elevating the visibility of international trends in the region, but also spotlighting the incredible creativity and talent emerging in the Middle East. Tamara, welcome.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Wow, nice, very nice, long-winded intro, but thank you so much for having so
Oh, of
nice.
course, you're more than welcome. So, Tamara, since we don't have much time, it is morning here, but I'm sure the Canadians and Americans are having their coffee break while it's more evening at your end. You've had such a fascinating journey from luxury beauty with Dior to now steering SheerLuxe Middle East. What drew you to digital media? And how do you see the role of platforms like SheerLuxe in shaping the conversations around fashion, beauty, and lifestyle in the region?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. My career started with PR, so luxury PR, but
Okay.
actually I studied journalism, broadcast journalism in university. So I actually graduated with a degree in journalism. So for me, it was like I was going back to what I had studied. When I studied when I was at university and I studied broadcast journalism, that was something I was so interested in, being on broadcast, like talking to people. I was always a people person, so I was like really in that
Mhm.
space. A lot of people told me, sorry, that journalism and PR are very closely linked and they're quite related.
Mhm.
So
Correct.
I when I was deciding about going to university, people were like, "You're such a PR person. Why don't you do something that's in communications in that realm?" And storytelling has always been a part of my DNA. I'm such a storyteller. I love to share, things that are going on. I love to explain things, and I'm huge on Instagram stories, even. So it's just part of my who I am. And so
Okay.
yeah, so I studied journalism, and then I moved. I was in Canada. I was actually in Montreal when I studied university in Montreal, and then I moved out.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
wow.
Montreal. I love Montreal. It was like my home for 3 solid years, and it was actually where I got to know my husband, my now husband. So it was a
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
wow. Interesting. You even like it in winter?
Uh, like is a very strong word, Andrea. I find it a really strong. Um, I was there, obviously, when in university and you have your friends, and I had friends in the same
Yes,
building, friends around the building. It was like it was a culture. It was something you did and you enjoyed. I think looking back, I mean the winter was really rough, but for me, community is everything. So if I have community, it's like you can get through anything, really, like
that's right.
as long as you.
Absolutely. You're right.
But the winter
That's so
is
true.
it's tough.
It's yeah, it is. No comments. Let's keep thinking positive. It's
Yeah, at
beautiful
least
now. It's
yeah.
fall, so we're gonna embrace this moment.
Two miss seasons. So now that I'm in Dubai, we don't have seasons. We have like two types of weather. It's like hot and
That's
less.
true. That's true. We are
So
blessed. Yeah,
it's nice
you're
to have this.
right.
Yeah, there's positive to anything. Exactly.
You're
Yeah,
so
so when I
right.
moved, oh sorry, so when I moved to back to Dubai, right off the bat, I thought there was an internship opportunity at Chanel, an internship opportunity at Dior, and I ended up picking Dior, and I moved into it was a PR team role. So I was like, okay, let's move into PR right off the bat. And
Okay.
then I stayed in PR for 7 years, or I stayed at Dior Beauty for 7 years, and I grew my career from there. So I started off as an intern, and then I grew into the manager before I left, and then I moved into a skincare brand called Sunday Riley. So I was head of department for them in PR. So I love PR. PR for me was my whole life. I was like very much into it, very good at it. A lot of passion towards it, storytelling again about the brand, understanding what the brand values are, but again in a very corporate setting. So,
Right.
still having to deal with the LVMH and being number one and all my targets. So it was very much like a very corporate setting, but
Setting.
still a
Hmm.
fun thing because the brand is fun and it's a beauty brand and I love beauty. So there was a room to kind of be creative. But the turning point for me when you asked me the question of like how did you get to like media
Yes.
is essentially SheerLuxe has been around in the UK for 18 years. So it is an institution in the UK. You know, if you
Okay.
speak to girls that are really into trends and fashion and you tell them SheerLuxe and in the UK, they're like, oh my God, love this platform. It's so much fun. And even during COVID, they came up on my TikTok for you page and I was like, oh my God, this is so fun because the content is about the team and what they're wearing, what they're doing. And
Oh,
it's very,
nice.
yeah, it's really
I'm gonna
relatable.
go follow them.
Yeah, you honestly, I feel like there's something for everyone on that platform because
Okay.
SheerLuxe is literally for any age. We have so many sects out of SheerLuxe. So there's the SheerLuxe
Hmm.
platform, but then you also have LuxeGen, which is for the younger generation. So girls that are like 15, 16 to the up to the 30s, like a younger generation. Then you have SheerLuxe Gold for women that are 50 plus. And then you have
Okay.
SheerLuxe Man for the men, you know, that want to get inspired by fashion, lifestyle, etc. And so our founder and CEO, her name is Georgie. She is amazing, you know, boss woman, typical, like someone who's so inspiring, so driven, you know, built this from scratch. She had spoken to my ex-boss at Dior
Okay.
and he said, you know, I'm looking to expand to the Middle East. Like I would like to discover, you know, people there that I can talk to and kind of understand the market a bit more. So she was like, oh, you know, Tamara was raised in Dubai. I used to work with her. She knows a lot of people in the region. Why don't you meet with her? So we met, and then I was still working for Sunday Riley at the time, and I started to
Okay.
consult for SheerLuxe, and I would do bits in there, and I would help them through different projects. And every time Georgie would come to Dubai when they launched SheerLuxe Middle East, she was like, please join full time. Like we would love to have you full time. And I always thought in my head, I'm like, no, but I'm a PR girl. Like I like identified myself as I PR, and my dream is to like you know be director of PR and then go into like clienteling. Like I thought that was my path, but then I loved it so much, and I just loved the storytelling. I loved the broadcast, and SheerLuxe was doing something so different to what other publications do, right? Like they're
Okay.
not like an online magazine, and it's just like here's the top 10 things to buy. It's really about getting the people that work for the company to be the faces of the company, to then be like your
Mm.
best friend, kind of, and
Okay.
experience all the different types of areas. So not just, you know, just beauty that I was doing. I was just doing beauty. And then I got to do fashion and lifestyle and automobiles and tech. And, you know, you expand your network so much more and it's so fulfilling. And it also really helps when you have such a strong team. So that's how
Of
I got.
course.
I hope that answers
Okay.
the question.
Yes, it does. Well, you answered my last two questions, but which is
Sorry,
great.
to talk. Andrea, you have to tell me what you have to tell me to stop talking.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. I'm loving it. It's great. We want to hear all about it. I think it's just so interesting what you do, and it's so exciting. So, no, no, no. Please go ahead. Be comfortable. So my next question was digital media is constantly evolving. In your opinion, what role does the platform like SheerLuxe Middle East play in shaping the way women in the region discover fashion, beauty, and lifestyle trends?
It plays a massive role because obviously being a media house and being a publication, you're credible. You're someone who, you know, you're not just someone on social media saying, oh, I think this is great and I love this. You have this whole backing. Like I said, SheerLuxe has been around for 18 years. So you
Right.
build credibility and it doesn't come overnight. So that's why if we're talking SheerLuxe in specific, so media publications in general, but then SheerLuxe in specific is a highly credible source and a source where we have a hand-picked team of experts, of people that really know their stuff. I mean, if you look at our fashion team, it is like these girls are like really into the detail and they're vetted through a lot of different people. And before anything goes out into SheerLuxe on their platforms, it's
Mm-hmm.
looked by six different eyes. Like a lot of people are like checking the content, making sure that it is true to our aesthetic, our voice, and what we believe would be like right and resonate with our audience. So it does play a massive role in shaping the landscape in terms of predicting trends, talking about trends, you know, and also just in general, just sort of highlighting what we think would be important to highlight. So we don't want to just look at, if we put out an article on, these top fall jackets, and if we single it out to just like a few brands, and we don't include,
Right.
we're not inclusive for other brands that are, especially in the region, highlighted from the region, I feel like I'm not doing my job right. I feel like we need to be looking at it from a really 360 lens, and a lot goes into it before something gets pushed out. So I do think media definitely plays a role in that.
Okay, and there's a lot of research behind that,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure. I think that's most of the time that's taken is to research and to make sure.
And also, if you look at SheerLuxe as a platform, it's also as much as it is, a vetted source where we look through things, we make sure that everything is vetted before it goes out. We're
Hmm.
also very a platform that highlights what the editors like. So, we have people on our team who share what they personally love. And that's also what the charm of SheerLuxe. It's like, it's not just like what we're seeing in fashion weeks, what we're seeing, globally, but it's also like, what does Tamara like to wear? And what does Hiba like to do? And it's
That's
also
right.
editors and what they personally like. And it's like, if you feel like you resonate with me or someone from my team, if
Hmm.
we you could get inspired in that capacity. So it's both actually,
It's
which is,
both, and it's genuine and it's real.
yeah.
So, oh,
I hope.
you've spoken about showcasing regional talent.
Mhm.
Are there any designers, brands, or voices from the Middle East that you're particularly excited about right now?
I recently had an interview with Marwan Halim. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she is, oh my God, an icon. She's an Egyptian designer, and
Yeah.
she has three daughters, and their daughters also work with her on her brand. She has a warehouse, not warehouse, sorry, a showroom in Dubai, and she
Hmm.
does these beautiful evening wear and gowns, and she dresses amazing celebrities, and I've started to notice that she's on US TikTok. Like, some people are now sharing her
Oh,
design. I feel like she is such a moment. Like, she is someone who is a pioneer in the industry. Like, she's really doing such amazing work. But
okay.
then in general, I find Egyptian designers to be really up and coming, and they're really killing the scene in the region. I find them to be really. I mean, we all know Lebanese designers have been around for a long time, and
Yes.
they're amazing, and there's so much talent. I mean, I keep saying like Egyptian Lebanese, but the whole region in specific is just there. It's booming with talent, and
That's
that's my
true.
part of my job. I get to find really cool designers, really cool people that are starting out, and even if
Hmm.
it's they're in the early phases, it's still, I love to meet people like that, because then you just start to see their growth and their evolution.
Of
Um,
course.
Stands out to me because I just think she's iconic. She's amazing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check her out as well. So you do give chances to startups.
Yeah, of course. We do
Yeah.
articles where it's like, 5 cool new brands to check out. Or if I ever come across a brand and I like it personally, and I either buy it or I get gifted, if I wear it in our next social media video, I'll talk about it. I'll say, oh my God, I got pair of sunglasses that I love, or this
Okay.
brand. Cool. So that's what's cool about SheerLuxe. It's like, doesn't have to always be like in an article. We have so many ways that we present the features. Like, it can be
Hmm.
featured on a social media video, you can be featured on a vlog, you can be featured on a YouTube platform. So it's literally just like your best friend telling you about her day and what she likes to wear. And it's, yeah, that's how we kind of highlight brands in different ways.
I love it. I love it. So, looking ahead, how do you see the fashion and lifestyle landscape in the Middle East evolving in the next 5 years? And where should SheerLuxe fit into that vision?
Well, I like to think that we are part of that journey. Obviously, before SheerLuxe Middle East existed, the Middle East have already been, pushing boundaries and getting the most amazing creative talent, and really showcasing what the Middle East is about. Obviously, with
Mhm.
the way the world is right now and the shift to the Middle East and the amount of people that are coming here is such an exciting thing for us as a
Okay,
publication, because we're like, I mean, as Tamara, as someone who's from the region, I'm like, finally, like, yes, we're looking at this region and not, to the west as much as we used to. We're
that's
really
right.
in, and that's what's exciting. So in the next 5 years, I feel like the sky's the limit. We're gonna grow so much more, and having that recognition and exposure, and having platforms like SheerLuxe Middle East and other platforms in the region that are really pushing to highlight the region. You know, when I used to work in luxury PR, you know, I used to beg my HQ that were in Paris to do things in the region. Like, please, can we activate? Can we do this here? And they would always go U.S. markets and the European markets, and it was like, you know, U.S. and the London are priority, or Paris is priority. And now we see a real shift here. I mean, I was just at an event yesterday with Sotheby's, and
Mm-hmm.
they showcased their very first handbag festival called Carry Me, and it's meant to
Okay.
be like a festival that goes to different countries. And the first country they chose is the UAE. It was in Abu Dhabi. So a lot of things that are really happening here. So to be part of a publication that's gonna help with that expansion and that share of voice is so rewarding. I think I always say that's the best part of my job. It's like I get to highlight the region and what we have here and just see it evolve over time. So it's really exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so exciting. Like it's one question after the other is more exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and it's about time, as they say. So, on a personal note, what inspires you daily as a storyteller and leader? What advice would you give to a young woman in the region who aspires to build a career in media and luxury?
Um, my inspiration comes from people of the region. I know that's going to sound so generic and maybe a bit cliche, but we really are not given the same opportunities as a lot of people abroad in this region. And I feel like when you see people that literally do so much that they can to get to where they are and to have their voice be heard. And, you know, if you look at the different fashion weeks and things that happen abroad, and it's all quite amazing for people abroad because they have those resources to them. And you
Mm-hmm.
look at people, they're like, you know, a lot of people have, of course, resources and access, and you know, they're able to do that, but they don't get the same sort of recognition as they would abroad. So that
Right.
really inspires people that really hustle and put in the work to get to where they want to be. And then for advice, I would say network and say yes to a lot of things, especially when you're younger. It's like, don't think that you are above anyone else. I think even at any position that I was in, I was head of department for a skincare company. I was PR manager at Dior Beauty. I'm
Mm-hmm.
editor at SheerLuxe Middle East. I never think of myself as better than or too good for anyone else. Like that is the number one thing I say. Like, don't ever think you're too good, because your title can be ripped off in a second,
That's
and it doesn't
true.
matter, you know, like in the end of the day, we all are human beings. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you treat people with kindness, and if you are open to listening to people, and even if it doesn't benefit you, I feel like a lot of people are like, how is this going to benefit me? That's the mindset. A lot of people are like, how is this going to benefit me? That mindset needs to go. That ego thinking needs to go. You need to be able to interact with people, talk to
Right.
people,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just to be able to say yes to things. That's the number one thing, is just say yes to things for sure.
Okay. Not to be scared.
Yeah, and actually, even if you are scared, you know, find a mentor that can help you through it, or like do things that scare you. I would say also, like some things that are scary are great because it gives you a chance to grow. Anything
Yes.
that scares you,
Absolutely.
kind of grow, as
Mm-hmm.
long as stay true and authentic to yourself. That's the most important thing. You have to be authentic to yourself and to other people. Otherwise, people can see right through it. And in no time, you will yourself, forget other people and their perception of you, you will collapse. You won't feel like, you'll hit a point of burnout because you're not authentic to yourself.
That's
It doesn't
right.
work. So yeah. So there's a lot of things to pack in, but most important, stay true to
Love
yourself.
it. All right. So you seem to be a great leader as well. So what does leadership mean to you?
Leadership is for me the biggest one. I would say but being in the roles that I've been in is also learning to be vulnerable. I think it's very important as a leader to guide people in the way that they need to be guided. Do not micromanage. I'm so against the micromanaging, and let people have their mistakes and kind of show by teaching. So, you know, you can say this is how you would do something, and let them
Mm,
learn from it, rather than like, you know, take control over it and say I'll do it myself, or, you know, whatever that is. But then also being vulnerable, because when people see that you're also human, and also things, you know, don't go as planned sometimes for you, that you connect on a deeper level. You know, it's not like I'm leading you and then, you have to follow and it's done. I just feel like if you connect on a human level while still setting boundaries and expectations and doing a check-in and having that communication. I think for me, if you communicate and if you are able to communicate well, you can lead anyone.
And be transparent,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's nice. With such a demanding role that you have, how do you personally disconnect, recharge, and stay creative? I think that's a question that a lot of listeners would like to hear.
Uh, yeah, and I would be lying if I didn't say that sometimes I have burnout and sometimes I feel like I say yes to too many things. So
Mm,
I said earlier, say yes to things, and I truly believe that when you are, especially when you're young, say yes to things, stay true to yourself. But sometimes at Tamara, I say yes to a lot of things, and sometimes I do burn out. And the way that I kind of come back to myself is community, is the people that surround me. So my husband, my family, I like take my time to prioritize them and being around them because they're the ones that make me feel like recharged. But then
right.
also on another level, I just bought a device called the Brick. Essentially, it locks your apps whenever you feel like you're on your phone too much because sometimes I'm overstimulated on my phone. So I
Okay.
use a device called the Brick, and basically what you do is you scan this device to lock your
Yes.
app, and then
Okay.
you put the device really far away or leave it at home, and you don't have access to your apps until you scan the device again.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that helps me stay off social media if I'm too much on my phone and I'm too overstimulated, and I just go outside. And I'll obviously exercise. I'm literally I love to move. I love to exercise, so that's another
Okay.
reason. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's a mindset about like remove yourself from social media.
Yeah, sometimes I need it. I actually I'm
Mhm.
addicted to my phone. Obviously, my work is on my phone as well, so I'm always on my phone, checking my emails, checking TikTok, checking Instagram.
That's true.
So sometimes you need a physical
Yes,
removal.
you need to
Yeah,
be in nature and you need to be with your community and the people you
yeah,
love. Absolutely.
exactly.
That's a
Yeah,
great way. Have you had mentors in your life and do you want to share a little
yeah.
more and how do you pay it forward?
My biggest mentor, I was very lucky. I know that I'm privileged. So when I speak of my mentor, I know that it comes from a place of privilege, and I know that not everyone has the same privilege that I did. When my first job, which was well, I had a job before, but my first real corporate job was the Dior Beauty PR role that I had,
Okay.
and my boss was the most incredible boss. She was my boss for 7 years. She was the same boss that introduced me to Georgie, who's the founder of SheerLuxe. And
Okay.
she was my mentor for my whole 20s. She was a huge guiding light for me. And I really felt like I could rely on her for guidance and for insight into the world that we are in, like the beauty world, the industry that we were in. So I
Hmm.
felt like it was definitely a huge mentor for me. And then also for other people that are looking for mentors that want to kind of find someone that they can rely on, I would say it's just look at the companies and the people that work for these companies and try to understand, who in these circles, it could even be like a family, friends,
Right.
daughter or whoever it is, and never be afraid to just reach out and say, hi, like I would just want to know if I can have a coffee with you and just kind of pick their brain. And I promise you, like most of the time people will say yes if you are genuine in your ask and if you come in a way that's convenient for them. So the most important thing is when you're asking for some time for someone is just be open, be willing to take whatever time they can give you. Like obviously don't ask for a full-on dinner or a full-on lunch. And
No, of course not. Yeah.
yeah, I would just say like get out there and just see what, even if you don't know what you want to do. Let's say you have no idea what you want to do, you don't know where to start, but you're kind of like figuring it out. Just
Hmm.
the things just to talk to people, and that's what
Right.
I do. Even now, I'm in my industry, and I love my job so much, and I'm still talking to people. I'm still trying to understand what people do because you never know where an idea might spark, and you might find a way to make your job even more fun or find a way to help other people. So I would
Right.
say
Or how to add value or come up with ideas. Absolutely.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. So if you could shape one major shift in the fashion industry and lifestyle, what would anything in particular?
So sorry, to answer your question, is it to shape, like to change anything, to mold anything in the fashion?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah. Well, already you're in your virtual media, so that's great.
Yeah.
And that helps you a lot because now everybody's on social.
Yeah.
So I think
Exactly.
that was a big shift that helped you.
Oh yeah, is that what you mean? You mean like
Yes,
how has it changed or how has it
yes,
benefited?
exactly.
Yeah, social media is a massive one. I mean, for us, being digital first and being so accessible is a big deal, and it makes it a way for you to connect with people where you don't even
Hmm.
have to physically be around them. As you guys know, that's the power of social media, and that's what's
Right.
changed the landscape. And I think that's what's important for people that are aspiring to get into these sort of careers is like what are the trends in general? What are people leaning towards? You know, what how can you add value in specific areas? And that will, I think, essentially also help people to figure out what they want to do. It's like, how can I add value and what is true and authentic to me that I can benefit from?
Hmm. Absolutely. All
Hope that.
right. Yes, no, well said. So before we wrap it up, I'd love to do a few quick fire fun questions.
Okay.
Questions. Just go with the first thing that comes in your mind.
Okay.
Okay? Favorite city for fashion inspiration?
Ooh, Paris.
Hmm. A beauty product you can't live without.
Lip balm.
Okay,
Love.
this was, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay. A drugstore lip balm is Aquaphor. I talk about it so much. It's like my favorite. It's like a medical lip balm. I mean, not even medical. It's you buy it from the pharmacy. Aquaphor lip balm is the OG.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so
Yeah,
I have to note that down. Oh, but
especially
this
for
is
someone who
recorded.
you're in Canada. Yes, I lived
Yeah.
on. And I surprisingly have dry lips in Dubai too, so I'm like constantly using the Aquaphor lip balm.
Oh, yeah? Okay, good to know. So, one emerging Middle Eastern brand everyone should know about.
Ooh, it's Space Meld, also an Egyptian brand. Is Space Meld. It's such a great brand.
Okay. Well, I'm glad this live is recorded so we could go back to it.
Yeah, I can. If you have your reference, I can spell it for you.
No problem. No, that was it. I won't keep you longer. I know you're very busy. Thank
No,
you
it's all
so
good.
much for taking the time, Tamara. That was so sweet of you, honestly.
I'm
And it's
so glad
nice
to
to
meet you. Thank
connect
you for having
across the
me.
world.
I know. Oh, you make me miss Canada. I love it so much.
Come and visit anytime. You know who to reach out to.
I will. I absolutely will. But I'll come in the summer if that works for you.
Yes, it works
We're gonna skip
better.
winter. We're gonna skip the winter.
Okay, yeah, winter I'll come to Dubai and
You
visit.
come to us. We'll come.
Yeah, I'll come to you. I have my
We'll host
daughter
you here.
there. And I have my daughter there, so I'll come to
Oh my
you.
God, yeah, perfect. I would love to meet your daughter if she's
Okay,
here.
sure.
Great. We'll arrange it live.
Yeah, yeah, after the live.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you so much for
weekend.
having me. So nice
My
to chat.
pleasure. My
Take
pleasure.
care.
Thank you, Tamara.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.